Cleveland at the corner of Keith Street and Stewart Road. Call Ken Dew, 423-381-3427.
Well, we continue our celebration of Manufacturing Month with our friends at Peak Performance, and Madison Lundy is joining us from Peak. Good morning, Madison. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Well, you've got the big symposium coming up, the big countdown's on. Tell me about that.
Yes, sir. So our symposium, it's November 7th. Like we've come on here a few times this month and talked about it, but starts at 8:30. I'm going to go until 1:15, and then we're going to do our tour of SK Food Group, which I think will be one of the first few to get in there. I know they just opened up here recently. And then obviously we're very excited about Dr. Womack coming to speak, and I just really want to try to get the message across to the manufacturers that might be listening today that we'd love for anyone that's in the manufacturing space to sign up, anyone that might be in any kind of leadership team, quality teams, or continuous improvement teams. It'll be a great event for collaborating and learning about, and celebrating manufacturing. So we're very excited about the symposium.
Well, Madison, you brought a special guest in with you here this morning.
Yes, Marcus from Omega Business Solutions. He is one of our sponsors for the event, and we're excited. He's going to actually be our book sponsor, so he's going to raffle off some signed books from Dr. Womack at the event.
All right. Well, Marcus, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
It's great to have you. Hey, I want to talk about, first of all, tell us about Omega Business Solutions. What's that all about?
Oh, Omega Business Solutions. We've been in business now for 6 years. We're based out of Knoxville, and the whole idea is to help us medium-sized companies grow, hit their growth targets, use technology to hit the targets that they've set for themselves. It's a fast-changing landscape, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence now, which seems to be working its way into everything, whether it's needed or not. So there's a lot of questions about the best ways to implement this stuff.
So tell us, one of your products is Core IQ. Tell me about Core IQ.
Okay, so Core IQ is a business intelligence platform. A lot of companies, a lot of organizations, they have the same problem in that we have lots of different platforms that we use. We have accounting systems, we have ERP systems, we have email systems, inventory control, warehouse management, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And to get any information, you have to go to all of these different places. You have to log into one, get the information out of it. And that's just been normal for the past 20 years. But now with Core IQ, you don't have to do that anymore. So what Core IQ does, it integrates with all of those different data sources, and it pulls all that information into one place. So if you can send a Facebook message, then you can use Core IQ to ask a question, and it will go get the information that you want for you and bring it back. It'll create charts or do whatever you need.
What inspired you to create this?
Well, last year, about this time, I was doing exactly that. I was logging into 10 different systems to get the information that I need, specifically about our customers. And I thought, why do I have to keep doing this? I want a search engine for my business. If Google can search the entire internet, I should be able to search a handful of software without having to go to each individual place. And so I started tinkering around, and honestly, I'm not much of a coder myself. So what I produced was kind of hacky and only half worked, but I talked to actual developers, and they were like, "Oh, that's a nice toy you got there. Let's see what we can do with it." And then it took a quantum leap forward, and I was like, "Oh, well, this works much better." And so, and then that became Core IQ.
So how does it help change the way that, let's say, small, mid-sized businesses use their own data?
Yeah, so let's say, well, we're talking about manufacturing this month, right? So let's talk about a typical mid-sized manufacturer. They'll have customer service data. They may have warranty claims. They'll have operational information. They probably have warehouse inventory information, supply chain information, and a lot of that's going to be accessible by different departments, right? So your production people will be looking at inventory and parts so they can produce things. You'll have finance doing what they do, counting beans. You'll have engineering doing engineering things. But for the managers, they might need a little bit of information from all of these places. So what do they have to do? They go to this department, they ask this person, they go to this department to ask that person, or maybe they actually assign another staff member to just go gather information and bring them a report. A lot of companies too, they use dashboards and things like that. But the problem with dashboards is that they're entirely static and they're limited to what's already on them. With Core IQ, you can just ask a question. And you ask the question, you get the answer you need, and it's not limited by what was pre-programmed. It's always up to date because it does the queries in real time. It's just a more flexible solution. And for many of these companies that use something like Microsoft Teams or Slack or even WhatsApp or Telegram, you can access Core IQ from all of those platforms. Oh. So you don't even have to be staring at the dashboard. You don't have to be sitting at your laptop. You can literally just open your phone, ask a question in Teams, and then get the information you need.
That's so cool. Marcus Blair joins us, Omega Business Solutions, talking about Core IQ, sponsor of the Peak Performance Symposium, which is November the 7th. Yep. Another question. A lot of business owners and managers concerned about privacy. They're concerned about security. How does Core IQ address those concerns?
So we do that by keeping everything in-house. If you're in a highly compliant environment, if you're in healthcare or something like that, then you don't want people's information going across the internet to some server somewhere, because we all know OpenAI or Sam Altman, they've never done anything questionable with anybody's data ever, right? We can all trust all the big tech companies to keep everything private. They're not going to sell it. Yeah. We promise.
Ask those dead Hollywood stars that are now having videos made about them.
Absolutely. And so with Core IQ, you can keep it entirely in your building or entirely in your cloud. You can keep it entirely under your control. That goes for the AI model, all the software, everything can be completely in-house.
Looking ahead, next few years of AI, what are you foreseeing as far as everyday businesses? And then how does Core IQ fit into that?
So it's funny whenever we start talking about the future as far as the impact that AI is going to have. A lot of people will tend to overestimate what will happen in the next 18 months and underestimate what's going to happen in the next 10 years. Right? So I think we're headed for a world where every organization, maybe even every person, has their own AI model. Just like we have websites right now, there's no business, or I'm not going to say there's no business, but most businesses have websites. Most businesses will have their own AI model in the future. There's really not very many barriers that's keeping that from happening right now. So it might happen sooner than we all expect. But when we get there, the things we'll be able to do will be frankly amazing, because right now we can use things like, Siri and Alexa, or even different tools that are available now. You can tell it to, go to Amazon, find 5 keyboards or whatever, put it in your cart, and then create a Google Doc and list all 5 of them. And you can do that right now. The only thing that's missing is an AI on the other side for it to talk to. Right. So imagine, instead of calling your dentist, let's say, to make an appointment, you pick up a phone, you hold down the button and say, make a dentist appointment for Friday at 8 a.m. And so then the AI goes to work, and then it talks to, or it searches the internet, finds the dentist offices, talks to the AIs, finds an 8 o'clock appointment, and then comes back and says, okay, you're booked. Yeah. But if one AI can talk to another AI, that's going to be the situation. So I don't know if it's going to be in 18 months or 5 years, but that is what we fully expect to happen.
That's where we're going. If someone's listening now, wants more information from you, what do they do?
Okay, so the best social platform to find us on is LinkedIn and Marcus Blair and Omega Business Solutions. And then they can also find us at omegabusiness.us and on Facebook too. And I think there's an Instagram that the marketing people set up, but I don't know if there's anything on it. It might be worth the search.
Okay. Marcus, a pleasure meeting you, buddy. We've had a lot of fun here. All right, Madison, one more time. The big symposium coming up. How do people get more information and get signed up?
Yes, sir. So November 7th, 8:30, over at the Smart Factory Institute. We're located inside the Pi Center. The easiest way to find us right now is Facebook. You just search Smart Factory Institute. We have the event pinged, so it'll be at the top of our page. And we look forward to November 7th.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Great